The game off will determine how they play in this game in the first 4 minutes.
So keep an eye on that. 4 minutes in. Today they start with it as Hunter Dickinson won the tap. They're in the white, and away we go. And here is the two-time All-American Dickinson going to work. Oh, here's the leading scorer, Julian Hammond, who's had a lot on his plate. And now R.J. Smith, the second game back into the starting lineup. Bengot Dak, the 6'11" sophomore on the face-up, banks it in. Check out the starters for Kansas as well. DeJuan Harris at the controls for the Jayhawks. Here's Zeke Mayo, the Lawrence native, South Dakota State transfer, the second leading scorer. And KJ Adams steps into that logo area for two.
That translates into good offense, but it starts with their defense. You know, I talk about this often, Mike. I like when I see Hunter Dickinson, considering his size and his frame, take advantage of that down low on the block.
Able to close it out and grab another win after the first league win of the year came against UCF. Dak going to work, pivoting on Dickinson, and gets the tough shot to go on the baseline. There's Harris coming off 6 steals Saturday in that big win against Oklahoma State. And again in the mid-range, KJ Adams, the energetic senior from Austin, Texas, with 2 more. Dak always feels like he has a green light. Missed it from deep. He is not gun shy.
The level of play just feels elevated here.
From Dak, gave it up for Harris, who initiates for Kansas. Here's Dickinson. Got it out at the elbow extended. Got it back from Mayo, and Dickinson is good on the jumper. Right with the hot hands. Mayo wrapped around the pass, and Dickinson gets the roll. And what a start for Kansas.
They can still finish second or third in the conference. Like if that's a down year, then I'll take that down year any day of the week.
Right. Banked in by the big fella, Elijah Malone. David Coit's into the game off the bench. He knocked down 5 threes against Oklahoma State. Mayo off the delivery from Hunter Dickinson. Such a skilled passing big. Akimovsky coming off his best game, Tad Boyle told us, in his 1 season here in Boulder. Went for 17 and defended DJ Edgecombe of Baylor very well on Saturday. Knocked down 5 threes, and he's got his first here tonight. On the dribble handoff with Coit, very confident senior, transferred in from Northern Illinois. Now the post entry for Dickinson, going to work with a follow-away that was altered by Elijah Malone. Joke, sophomore from Senegal, gave it up. And then Dickinson with a good ball screen defense, picked it, and lays it in, plus a foul.
Oh, what did we talk to Hunter Dickinson about earlier today? Screens with him and how he shows on those ball screens is imperative. Having active hands. It's about being energetic. It's about his conditioning. It's about how he shows on those ball screens. And I think that's the next step. And obviously when you lose guards like Shaquille Moore, who's been in and out.
Ruffin will pull it back out. The redshirt junior backup guard who started a half dozen games this year. Now Ranchi driving on Adams. Playing off 2 feet. That's a follow away for the very talented freshman.
Has a great feel, a big-time jumper, and a guy who could be a floor spacer. Great upside for Ranchi.
A second meeting in 2 weeks, like you said. It was a 71-59 Kansas win, but closer than that. Smith being harassed by Harris. Lefty runner, and he got the roll. He feels like an important piece for...
You can't play the game at the same speed consistently. You have to throw them off, change the speeds.
Adams with 2 more. Boog, Fred, Chris, thank you guys very much. We keep it right here in the Big 12. And let's get nocturnal. Through the first half, 23-16 on Colorado. And you see Kansas is unranked for the first time in nearly 1,500 days with the AP Top 25 poll.
Touching the rock in 1 offensive possession.
Hunter Dickinson was telling us today at shoot-around how big that dominant performance was Saturday against Oklahoma State. He said it was something that they just needed. Great feed from Hammond to Bengot Dak off the turnover. Second leading scorer, Zeke Mayo, had it blocked by R.J. Smith, and some good defensive possessions here from Tad Boyle's group out of the timeout. This is Harrison Carrington, former walk-on, got put on scholarship. Great find from Dak. It's 6'5" everywhere. Good entry, and Dickinson draws a foul that he insists is a shooting foul on the
Some pass over the top.
Goaltending.
You do love the pass by Riley Griffin. Just like Dickinson, keep the ball high. It's less distance between you and your target for an easier lay.
Darris gave it up. It was tipped by Harris. And now Hammond backs it out, late shot clock. Off the ball screen.
Really
the
good
hedge
show
from
by
Dickinson. Baskin drops it off for Malone for two. Harris for Dickinson. And he rattles another one home. And
Under the jersey instead of the back. So I can hear all the excuses about the lack of athletic ability by some of the guards for Kansas. That's about intentionality, and that's about a sense of urgency on the defensive end. Let Malone set a screen for you and find a way to get him for a short roll to the basket, or you attack personally.
Yakimovsky. Wow. Biduga just soared. I know it's a goaltend, but that was sick.
He may have caught that ball at the peak.
Come on,
Are you kidding me?
Adams too strong off the back iron, and then we get Richard sophomore from Menlo Park, California. Got some run against Baylor as well. For a guy who we told you earned a scholarship in September, and is in the rotation. And an offensive rebound. Yakimovsky buries it. For the South Dakota State transfer, good on the first.
That happens almost every other possession. Is it a foul? Yes. Is it one that should be called? I'm in a disagreement with that. Well, I know somebody could say, well, if it was a foul, you'd call it. But, there's pulling and tugging going on in every possession that's not being called.
Hammond coughed it up, a 7th Colorado turnover. Kansas looking to widen the gap. Corner kick. Griffin shot fake trigger. Knocks it down. Harris turned it over. Yakimovsky off the shot fake to the cup. On the reverse, but Malone follows. Hammond off the crossover on Biduga. Dropped it off, and Ruffin with a great cut at the horn ahead of halftime. We begin the second half with the Jayhawks only up by 5.
Well, we talked about KU forcing turnovers. Only forcing around 10.9 turnovers per game. They had 7 forced turnovers in the first half, but that only translated to
Rhetorical.
I want clarification.
Thank you. Ranchi going to work. He's got Griffin on him, and at 6'9", he swirls it in over the top, and then hits with Colorado hanging around. Ruffin tried to turn the corner, skips it. Yakimovsky on the drive on Harris, gets it to go. There's 3+ minutes out of halftime. High-low, double game on Dickinson, and it's a turnover. Hammond in transition, finishes and a foul.
Just grab it. Instead of trying to do a touch passing, good recognition to turn this into a tie ball game.
And that's what Julian Hammond does.
KJ Adams was already on his feet by the time the ball got to his possession.
It's a foul on Ranchik on the drive by Hunter Dickinson.
Kansas right now?
It is. 7 of 14 overall. And Dickinson puts an end to that. And then now Hammond drives on Adams. Gets it to go off the glass. He's quiet in the first half. And Julian Hammond's coming to life for Colorado. Griffin attacking. Dickinson gets it to go on the baseline and then has something to say. Dickinson with his 60th career double-double and counting. Adams flash, high-low. Dickinson through the contact. Your way here tonight. I was telling us pregame, I know my percentages are down this year. Coit, never shy. Swirls it out, and then Ruffin attacks the glass. And pushes. Ruffin in transition. High off the window.
Wow.
Boy, deep one, a lob, and it rolled out from Storr. It looked like he was just rising up, but he saw Storr the whole way. Caceres, goaltend, and we're tied.
In second-hand transition, just getting the ball down the court and attacking the rim.
Colorado showing the zone. Coit lets it fly and buries it. 8 threes over his last 2 games coming in. And
Valuing the possession. Good job by Malone, not settling there.
shot clock winding down. Ruffin. Dickinson wanted it. He's jockeying with Jobe. Tries the other block. Gets it from Coit. Dickinson scores over the top. 23 for Hunter Dickinson, and he wanted a foul as well. Smith off the bounce. Post entry for Malone and pinned by Badunga. Wow, good catch from Adams, who had the seal on Caceres with the signs.
Then he jumped off the ground.
Look at Doc Sadler. He's like, yeah, you did that.
Wow.
6'9" from Congo. Hammond was left alone, and he sticks it from long range. Dickinson moves it. Adams attacks basket. Goaltending the call.
First thing, it was blocked by Dak, like a pinky or a fingertip.
Yeah.
Behind.
Hammond, lob, Dak. Oh! Dickinson off the pick and roll, swirls one home.
When he banged that, he meme mugged the entire KU bench.
ATO a problem again for Colorado, and look out! The lead is 6 for Kansas. Basket, Dak all alone on the baseline.
How they execute down the stretch, being sharp with the ball and getting stops is going to be imperative.
Griffin rises. Well, short. Dickinson nearly kept it alive. And now Andrei Yakimovsky in attack mode and rolled off. Followed up by Ranchik. Sets the screen for Hammond. Back to Dak. To the corner. Ranchik with the shot clock winding down. Tough ball away. Wouldn't go. Dak came out of nowhere. 2-point game. Griffin got fouled by Dak.
The plays that he's able to make on the offensive end are prolific. Climbing, but like we keep talking about, then the attention to detail on the defensive and not committing a foul that leads Riley Griffin to 3 free throws.
With 90 seconds left, they had a freshman throw behind the back pass.
Careless fouls.
Number 6, Alabama. Hammond. Hits. 2-point game.
But the second half, Hammond just getting loose in the offense, mostly in transition, seeing the ball go in and then finding his rhythm.
Harris turns the corner and scores. 4-point Kansas lead with 3+ minutes to go. A 16th offensive rebound. Ranchik cannot hit. Another offensive rebound. Ranchik. A blocking foul indeed on Kansas as a team this half. 6 of 14 at the line. Dickinson splits. He's frustrated. Hammond, Dak, Yakimovsky, Ranchik, and Smith. The 5 on the floor for Tad Boyle. Ranchik spins it out, and then a foul on the rebounding action. 68% for his career. Misses the front end. Harris spins around the screen. Dickinson gets it to go. They got to go. Then got Dak on the face-up on Dickinson. Got fouled. The 1-and-1 coming. A key streak for the program in nearly 40 years. They've won 2 of their last 3. And they've given Hunter Dickinson and Kansas Kansas gets it into the corner, and they break the pressure to DeJuan Harris. Lob. Dickinson! How about 32 points for Hunter Dickinson, one off matching a career high.
Talk about perfectly executing how to break and press to get the ball in. Once to go, though. For KU, do not want to stop the clock.
Baskin, who's had some free throw troubles from D2 Colorado Mesa, where last year a Division II All-American and the Conference Player of the Year. He sticks both. Kansas trying to get to the finish line and just get out of Boulder with a win. Snap this 4-game road losing streak. Griffin makes the first. Him in a Kansas uniform in his 2 seasons. He told us today how Bill Self's message since Friday has been just the 1-0 mindset. Bill Self said to us going into the weekend, he's treating this as a 5-game season.
His second home at Houston and then 22 Arizona in town as well. That's a gauntlet.
In Boulder. Kansas takes some big punches from Colorado but survives on the road and will leave town with a 71-64 victory. And Bill Self's Jayhawks finally get another road win.